Good day to all of you. We welcome you to this webinar on Introduction to Inner Engineering. My name is Nidhi. I am a full-time volunteer with Isha Foundation. Isha Foundation is a non-profit volunteer-run organization dedicated to inner well-being for human beings. While Isha's core work is to offer an authentic spiritual process to all, the foundation is also engaged in a variety of social projects. If we look at the world around us, the fundamentals of human being are still missing for a large section of humanity. So looking at this need, Sadhguru has initiated various social projects in the field of health, education and environment. Sadhguru is the founder of Isha Foundation. He is a yogi, mystic and visionary. With his mastery over the ancient science of yoga, he has designed various programs to raise human consciousness. The flagship program that we offer is known as Inner Engineering. Before we go into what is Inner Engineering, we would like to introduce Sadhguru and Isha Foundation to you through a short video.
Jananam sukadham maranam karunam milanam maduram smaranam karunam kalavashadiha sakalam karunam samayadipate akilam karunam. We as human beings, in our pursuit of happiness, have tried to alter our external situations in so many different ways. We have gone about engineering this world to our comfort and convenience. Particularly in the last 100 years, we have done so much of this external engineering that we cannot even recognize the planet. If we do any more engineering, we may not have a planet to live. To that extent, we have done engineering. All this engineering in pursuit of human well-being. Definitely this engineering has brought comfort and convenience into our lives. As a generation of people, we are the most comfortable generation ever. Never before another generation of people have known these kind of comforts and conveniences. Today we have to admit that 100 years ago, what even royalty could not afford, today average citizens have. Most of you are driving chariots with 200, 400 horses, aren't you? With all this comfort and convenience, though our lives have become very comfortable, we cannot say we have known well-being, because true well-being happens to a human being only when he is feeling joyful, peaceful and blissful within himself. So we definitely cannot claim we are the most joyful generation on the planet or the most peaceful generation on the planet for that matter, definitely not the blissful one. In the very nature of things, no matter who you are, how powerful you are, you can never have the outside situations 100% the way you want it. Whether it's the larger situation of the world, or your nation, or your workplace, or even if you're just two people in the family, still outside situations do not happen 100% the way you want them. This is the very nature of life. We can manage them to some extent the way we want it, but never 100% the way we want it. I'm glad the world is not happening 100% the way you want it. If everything happened the way you want it, where do I go? Where does everybody else go? We are glad it's not happening your way. Is there any other source of unhappiness for you? The only and only misery in human life is not happening the way you think it should happen. Now, the outside will not happen the way you think it should happen because it involves millions of ingredients. But at least your inner experience should happen 100% the way you want it. Because within you there is only one ingredient, that's you. At least you must happen the way you want yourself to be. Nobody in your life happens 100% the way you want them to be. Have you ever found anyone in your life who happened 100% the way you want them to be? Have you found one person like that anywhere? Your parents, your spouse, your children, your friends? Has anybody happened 100% the way you want them to be? Not even your dog. These days he does his own thing. Now, nobody happens your way. That's not the problem. This one is not happening your way, that is the problem. If this one person happened 100% the way you want him to be, if you happen the way you want yourself to be, would you keep yourself miserable or blissful? I think I can trust you on this one. If you happen the way you want yourself to be, I am sure you would keep yourself blissful every moment of your life. So the problem is not about your life not working the way you want it. The first and foremost problem is that even you are not happening the way you want yourself to be. If you cannot manage your own mind, your own body, your own emotion, your own energy, if you cannot manage this mechanism the way you want it, the chances of you creating your outer life the way you want it is remote. If your mind is not taking instructions from you, you're expecting the world to happen the way you want it to be, is only by accident. If you're happening here as an accident, you're a potential calamity. On a certain day, a lady went to sleep. In her sleep, she had a dream. In her dream, she saw a hunk of a man staring at her. Then he started coming towards her. Closer, closer, closer. She could even feel his breath. She trembled, not in fear. And then she asked, "What will you do to me?" The man said, "Well, lady, it's your dream." What's happening within you is essentially your dream. At least your dream should happen the way you want it to be. We want the world also to happen the way you want it. But that'll never happen 100% the way you want it. But your dream at least must happen 100% the way you want it. Using technology, we are managing our outside situations the way we want it. Right now we have air-conditioned this hall to create the kind of climate that we like on the outside. Yes, the outside climate is now managed. Is it not important that you manage your inner climate? Is that not the basis of your well-being as to how your inner climate is right now? This moment, your well-being is not determined by what kind of house you're living in, what kind of car you parked outside, what kind of clothes you wear, where you are not, what you do and what you do not do. Essentially, your well-being right now is dependent upon how peaceful and joyful and blissful are you feeling within yourself. How pleasant are you feeling within yourself right now? That is your well-being. Essentially, in search of this pleasantness, you're doing everything that you're doing. All human activity upon this planet fundamentally is happening in pursuit of human well-being. You are well only when you're feeling truly pleasant within yourself. Whether you go to the bar, or you go to the temple, or you want to go to heaven, this is all you're seeking. You want pleasantness within you, pleasantness outside of you. You want your life to attain to utmost pleasantness possible. We want pleasantness on the outside too, but creating pleasantness on the outside will involve various ingredients, but creating pleasantness within has only one ingredient, that's you. And if you're incapable or if you're unable to create the pleasantness within yourself, the chances of you creating pleasantness outside is very, very remote. If you happen to meet any human being, when he is happy, when he is joyful, you will see he is a very pleasant human being. He will find a pleasant expression to himself. If you happen to meet the same human being, when he's unhappy, when he's feeling unpleasant within himself, he could be a very nasty human being. Look at yourself and see. If I meet you when you're happy, I'm sure you're a wonderful person. If I meet you when you're very unhappy, you could be a nasty person. That is okay, but how can I be pleasant within myself? Have you seen my neighbor? Did you meet my boss? Did you meet my mother-in-law? I've met all these people. Especially if your outsides are unpleasant for some reason. Is it not all the more important to keep your insides pleasant? Now the question is only, is it possible? There are many ways to understand this. Today it is common knowledge. Medical science has made this amply clear to you that every human experience has a chemical basis. What you call as joy is a certain kind of chemistry. What you call as misery is another kind of chemistry. What you call as anxiety is one kind of chemistry. What you call as tranquility is another kind of chemistry. Agony is one kind of chemistry. Ecstasy is another kind of chemistry. Every human experience has a chemical basis. Now I'm talking about an inner technology, a technology with which you can create the right kind of chemistry, where being blissful is not because of any external reasons, because your chemistry is blissful. You have a chemistry of bliss. When you're blissful by your own nature, now your life is no more in pursuit of happiness. Your life is an expression of your joy. Your life is an expression of your blissfulness. This fundamental shift from being in pursuit of happiness to be an expression of your joy is something that needs to happen to every human being. This is possible only if we understand and if we strive, as we have strived to engineer our outside situations the way we want it. Should we not engineer our interiority the way we want it? Should you not become the kind of person that you really want to be? Without understanding the basics of this human mechanism, if we blindly try to do something with this, the chances of we becoming blissful by our own nature is out of question. This is like, you got into your car, you don't know what these three pedals are, you just kick any one of them whenever you feel like it, you know what a jerky driver you will be? Let's do a simple experiment. You try this experiment right now. Keep your 5 fingers together, both these hands, place it facing down upon your thigh, gently placed upon your thigh, with your eyes closed. You just inhale and exhale, slightly deeper than normal, and notice where the maximum expansion and contraction is. You will notice the maximum expansion and contraction will be in the lower lobe of the lung, or you notice it in the diaphragm region. If you just turn your hands over, if you make your hands facing upward and do the same breathing, you will notice that the maximum expansion and contraction shifts a little higher up into the middle lobe region. just turning your hand over. The very way you breathe is altering itself. This is not just about your breath. The very way the fundamental energies, the life energies function, are altering themselves just because you turn your hands over. How many times in a day do you unconsciously do this? Now, you're setting your energies into your turmoil, hoping to be peaceful, hoping to be joyful. Life doesn't work like that. In this planet, unless you do the right things will not happen to you. I'm sure all of you are successful enough to understand that with your career, with your business, and many other matters of the world, unless you do the right things will not happen to you. There was a time when many people believed that they could do stupid things and tell a prayer and everything will be okay. I'm sure you have evolved out of that. Unless you do the right things will not happen to you in this world. If this is true with the outside, why is this not true with the inside? On a certain day, a man fell into the septic tank. I want you to visualize yourself right up till here in filth. And he desperately tried to come out. He could not. After some time, he started screaming, "Fire! Fire!" Neighbors heard this fire call, called the fire brigade. The firemen came rushing, looked all over the place, no fire. Then they found this man in the septic tank and pulled him out of the filth. And then they asked, "Why were you screaming fire?" The man retorted, "If I said shit, shit, would you come?" Unless you do the right things will not happen to you. Now, what is the right thing that I need to do about my life? I got the right education, I got the right kind of job, I even believe that I chose the right kind of partner in my life. I fixed everything right, but still, I'm not joyful by the moment. I want you to look at this. I'm not saying there is something essentially wrong with your life. When you were 5 years of age, how many moments of joy did you know in 24 hours? Today, whatever the status of your life, how many moments of joy do you know in 24 hours? Has it gone up or gone down? At 5, if you were that joyful, by the time you're 30, you should have been ecstatic. But generally, just the reverse has happened. Not because there is something wrong with your life. There is nothing wrong with the content of your life. It is just that you are somehow trying to bullshit yourself into well-being. The source of joy, whatever experience happens in your life, happens within you. The source of joy is within you, but the stimulus is outside. This is like in 1940s, if you bought yourself a car, you needed 2 people to help you in the morning because it's push start. In 1950s, 1 person would do because it was crank start. Today, all your cars are self-start. What I'm asking you is it not time that you put your happiness, your joy, your peacefulness, your love, all the things which truly matter to your life on self-start? Right now, please see it's on push-start. When you were a child, you were joyful by your own nature. Today, so many things have to happen right for you to be happy. Let's say you went out today and someone told you, "Oh, you are the most wonderful person on this planet." Then you are floating on cloud, what number? Generally people say 9 out here. In South India we do 11. You're floating on cloud, whatever number. Then you came home. People at home told you who you really are. It crashes. Your well-being is right now so fragile. Anybody can make you happy. Anybody can make you unhappy, anything can make you peaceful, anything can make you angry, anything can freak you in no time. Right now, your way of being is so deeply enslaved to external situations, or in other words, you're in a compulsive reaction to the outside situations. Unless we fix the whole world, the chances of you being blissful are out of question. That's how you're making yourself to be. On a certain day, a bull and a pheasant were grazing upon the field. You know the pheasant, the bird? The bull was grazing upon the grass, the pheasant was picking ticks off the bull. Partnership. There was a huge tree at the edge of the field. The pheasant very nostalgically looked up at the tree and said, "Oh, alas, there was a time when I could fly to the topmost branch of the tree. Today I do not have enough strength in my wing even to go to the first branch of the tree." The bull very nonchalantly said, "Oh, that's no problem. Eat a little bit of my dung every day. Within a fortnight, you will reach the topmost branch of the tree." The pheasant said, "Come on, what kind of nonsense is that?" The bull said, "Really, try it and see, the whole humanity is on it." The pheasant very hesitantly started pecking at the dung. On the very first day, lo, it reached the first branch of the tree. Within a fortnight, it did reach the topmost branch of the tree. It went and sat on the topmost branch of the tree, just beginning to enjoy the scenery. The old farmer who was rocking on his rocking chair saw a fat old pheasant sitting on top of the tree, pulled out his shotgun and shot the bird off the tree. The moral of the story is, many times even bullshit can get you to the top, but it never lets you stay there. So do not try to bullshit yourself into well-being by fixing this and that. If you want to be truly joyful, if you want to be truly peaceful and blissful, you have to see how this mechanism should happen. When your own mind is not taking instructions from you, where is the chance of you being peaceful or joyful? It has to be fixed from outside. Now, this needs to be understood. What is it that you're striving for in your life? You want pleasantness within, pleasantness outside. If your body becomes pleasant, we call this health. If it becomes very pleasant, we call this pleasure. If your mind becomes pleasant, we call this peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call this joy. If your emotions become pleasant, we call this love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If your life energies become pleasant, we call this bliss. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it ecstasy. This is all you're seeking. You're trying to achieve this in a million different ways, not realizing that the fundamentals of how you experience your life is happening from within you. When it comes to outside situations, each one of us are differently capable. But when it comes to inner situations, all of us are equally capable. What we can do on the outside is different from person to person, but every one of us is capable of being blissful and ecstatic by his own nature. Because where this is coming from, the source of who we are, is not different between one person and other. You are as capable as I am when it comes to the interiority. When it comes to the external, each one of us are differently capable. What you call as my body right now, this body is just an accumulation of breakfast, lunch and dinner. This is a heap of food, not a pleasant way to describe you. This is a heap of food, or this is a piece of earth that you gathered over a period of time. What you call as my mind is a heap of impressions. Now, this accumulation, how it happened? If you eat a banana right now, In the next 4 to 5 hours, this banana gets transformed into a human being within you, isn't it so? Who can make a banana into a human being? Right now, such a phenomena that you can make a banana into a human being is happening within you, but unconsciously. If you could only consciously transform this banana into a human being, you are the creator. This is the opportunity and possibility that you have in your life. You can either exist here as just a piece of creation, or you can exist here as the creator of your life. Now, we are not talking about a belief system. We are not talking about a philosophy. I'm not talking about a teaching. This is a technology. As there is a technology to create external well-being, there is a whole science and technology to create inner well-being. As we are striving to engineer the outside world, if we do not engineer the interiority the way we want it, all the blessings, all the wonderful things that technology and engineering has created will go waste, because we will have the world the way we want it, but human beings are not happy. Human beings have no sense of joy or fulfillment within them, because that is never going to happen by fixing the outside. By fixing the outside, our life can become comfortable, convenient, but it will not bring joyfulness or blissfulness or fulfillment into our lives. That will only happen if we fix the interiority. And inner engineering is a possibility of you finding access to that source of creation within you, which makes a banana into a human being. If you have access to that, do you really have to be concerned about your health, about your well-being, or any other aspect of life? If you are in touch with the very source of creation, you can make your life happen the way you want it, internally and externally. Individual human beings have become so phenomenally powerful, empowered by technology. If now human consciousness does not rise, the world will go towards destruction. What 10,000 men can do or could not do 1,000 years ago, one man can do today. When such an empowerment has come, raising human consciousness becomes absolutely vital. If that doesn't happen, we're definitely heading for destruction. According to United Nations, by 2050, we will be 9.6 billion people. If you are 9.6 billion people, what it means is all of us have to exist here with 40% less resource than what we have right now. When I say resource, I am not talking about oil, I am not talking about gold, or I am not talking about something else. I am talking about water, the air that you breathe, the food that you eat, above all, air and water. Every minute you're taking approximately 12 to 15 breaths. Try to do 4 breaths or 5 breaths less than what you're doing right now. How it feels, that is how our children's lives will feel in 40 years' time on this planet. This is our legacy for the future generations, unless we wake up and do something sensible now. Ecology is not the problem, human being is the problem, isn't it? Don't try to fix the world. If you and me are fixed, the world will be fine, isn't it? So raising human consciousness is the most vital thing to be done on the planet right now. For the first time in human history, we have all the necessary resource, capability and technology to address every human problem on the planet. Only thing that's missing is inclusive consciousness in human beings. So the most important thing that needs to happen right now urgently is raising of human consciousness. If this doesn't happen, everything is wasted upon us. This is something that everybody has to pay attention to. Raising of human consciousness, making human beings a more inclusive consciousness is extremely important, otherwise our very capability will become disastrous. It is no more a question of capability, it is only a question of willingness. If you and me are willing, we can make this happen. Let us make it happen.
So normally, this introduction to inner engineering is supposed to be an interactive process, but since we are offering this online, we still want you to make it interactive for yourself. Every time I ask you a question, you please look at it, whatever is true for you, and you can type your responses in the chat window which is available in the platform for the webinar. So, inner engineering. What is this inner engineering all about? Why is it needed? First of all, we have done much engineering with the world outside. Obviously, the purpose of engineering the world around us is to create situations and atmospheres as we want it, as it is comfortable and convenient for us, yes? Especially in the last 100 years, tremendous amount of engineering has been done with the world outside, to the point where the very face of the planet has changed dramatically. We have comforts and conveniences that we could not even imagine just a few years ago. 100 years ago, what was unthinkable today is available to common people in this world. Isn't it so? So this external engineering has definitely brought us much comfort and convenience in many ways. In every way, never before another generation has known these kinds of comforts and conveniences as we have. Isn't it so? Aren't you the most comfortable generation ever? Yes or no? Though you are the most comfortable, can we claim that we are the most joyful or peaceful? Definitely not the happiest generation on this planet, are we? We cannot claim that. So this external engineering, though much comfort has come out of it, in terms of life, it does not seem to have worked. Now, everything that you do in your life, whether you want to earn some money, whether you want to build your career, whether you want to build your family, or you want to fulfill your aspirations and ambitions, or let's say you want to go to the temple, or you want to go to the bar, you want to go to the party. Why do you want to do these things? Yes, that's a question. Why are you doing everything that you're doing? You can type your responses in the chat window. To get happiness, isn't it? To become happy. Everything that you are doing, every activity on this planet, is it not in pursuit of human happiness? Isn't it so? Every activity that you do, is it not in pursuit of human happiness? Please look at it. All activity, all human endeavor on this planet is in pursuit of human happiness. Yes or no? See, we have done so much, but are we any happier than anyone who was before us? Somewhere, the activity that we are doing does not seem to have produced results. Though so much is being done, still happiness is a basic issue with people. Why has this not worked? There are many dimensions to this. First of all, what it means to you right now as you are. Like many people express about being stressful, which lots of people are. If you ask them why, they say their job. You ask the Prime Minister or President of your country, he is stressed. You ask that man on the street, he is stressed. You ask the people at your workplace, they are also stressed. So which job is there to do in this world? Is there any job that we can do joyfully in this world? So it looks like there is none because everybody is saying their job is stressful. So stress is not happening because of your job. Stress is happening because you do not know how to manage your systems. That is why you are stressed. Stress is not happening because of a particular situation. Stress is happening because you do not know how to keep your body You do not know how to keep your mind, you do not know how to keep your emotions, you do not know how to keep your energies. That is why stress is happening. See, let's look at the fundamental mechanics of stress. Whatever happens in the mind, for every fluctuation on the level of the mind, there is a corresponding chemical reaction on physiology, always. For example, you go through a day of tension. Tomorrow you will notice your body is stiff and painful. Have you noticed this? See, if you're practicing asanas or stretching exercises, you can very clearly notice this. Today, body is very flexible. You go through a day of tension. Tomorrow, you will notice your body does not bend. It refuses to bend simply because the muscles have become rigid with acidic impurities in the cells. So this acidic impurity, it goes on building up, and these deep-rooted tensions can become chemical blocks or chemical deposits in the system, which can ultimately lead to disease over a period of time. See, the word disease means dis-ease, or in other words, your body and your mind is not getting the kind of rest or ease it needs. Today, medical science is saying that most of the chronic ailments are psychosomatic. That is, the cause of the disease is mostly in the mind. Have you heard this? So, whenever there is any kind of agitation on the level of the mind, similar agitated chemical reactions happen on the level of the body. There is a certain fundamental defense system in your physiology which is known as fight or flight response. See, in ancient times, when man lived in nature, the situations that he faced in life were quite simple, or at least the response that was demanded from him was. For example, if you're walking through a forest, if you came upon a wild animal, let us say a tiger, the choice about what you should do was quite simple. There were only two choices. That is, either fight the animal or run away from the animal. But please see, today we have created a situation where neither of these responses are possible. You go to your office, if your boss shouts at you, you can neither shout back nor can you leave the office and run. Neither fight nor flight is possible. Whenever there is tension in your mind, your body is being prepared for intense activity. If you do go through this intense activity, this extra amount of sugar in the blood could be worked out. But please see, in today's life, you live in a constant stream of stressful situations where no physical activity is needed. This in turn makes the whole system drive itself faster than its natural pace. So it's just like you drive your car at 50 km per hour. The engine life may be 100,000 km. The same car, if you drive at 100 km per hour, the engine life will be considerably less, isn't it? But why is it for the same stress, one person gets asthma, another person gets diabetes, somebody else migraine? It is not because the disease is hereditary. The disease itself is not hereditary, but some part or organ may be inherently weak in you, just like your parents. So you have the same tendency. So let's say your father got diabetes at 50, you may get it at the age of 30 because you are driving your system at a much faster than its natural pace. But you may. This whole process can be easily reversed by changing the way you experience life or by moving into an effortless state of being. So do not ever think that the job is stressful. You are experiencing life in a stressful way means you lost control over your systems. Your interiority is not happening the way you want it to happen. That's all it is, isn't it? See, right now, what we call as engineering and management is about controlling the external situations the way we want it. Isn't it so? See, all the engineering and management in the world is about controlling the external situation the way we want it. Yes or no? See, you can air condition your homes, you can air condition your cars. We have the ability to control the atmosphere the way we want it. See, wherever you are sitting, right now if you want, you can set just the right temperature that your body likes. Isn't it so? So we have some control over the external atmosphere. But what about our inner atmosphere? See, this inner climate is messed up, isn't it? When the inner climate is messed up, It doesn't matter even if you are sitting in an air-conditioned room. Does it mean anything to you? See, even if you are sitting in an air-conditioned room, if this inner climate is messed up, does it mean anything to you? No, isn't it? So right now, we are talking about technology of managing this inner climate also. Is it important? Yes. Is it important? So all the external things that you're trying to create for yourself, either through your family or your career or your money or entertainment or whatever else, all these external situations that you're trying to create for yourself are fundamentally to have a pleasant inner atmosphere. Yes or no? So if the inner atmosphere is not properly managed, whatever external things you have does not mean anything to you. See, you earned $1 billion. This does not mean anything to you when the inner atmosphere is not good. Yes or no? So fundamentally, the quality of your life is not decided by what kind of clothes you wear, what kind of car you have parked outside, what kind of home you live in, but fundamentally by how peaceful and joyful you are within yourself right now. Isn't it so? But have you paid any attention to this in our lives? See, so much time, we have invested so much time, money and energy in fixing the outside. How much time have you invested in fixing the interior? None, isn't it? Then how do you hope to live well? See, if you are well, maybe just by accident, you will always live with the fear of losing it, isn't it? Unfortunately, most people are well by accident. Somebody around them is wonderful, so they are well. But that's not how it should be. See, if you happen to live in the hell, there also you live well. Only then it is yours. Yes? Right now, people are talking about going to Himalayas, going to mountains and being peaceful. That is no good. See, if you can be peaceful in a busy marketplace, if you can be peaceful in a place which is full of problems, only then it is yours. Otherwise, maybe it's the mountains, not you. But you can't carry the mountains with you all the time, isn't it? So fixing the interiority is a very important dimension for which we have not paid any attention, and the whole world is paying a huge price for this. Stress is not a part of your life. It is something that you are creating unconsciously for yourself. You lost control over your systems. That's all that has happened, isn't it? See, if you had a choice, would you create stress? No, isn't it? So right now, your physical body, your mind, your emotions, your energies, none of these things are happening the way you want it to happen. Then how do you hope to live well? People have some hope. It just cannot work. See, all of you are successful enough in your material life to know this, that unless you do the right things, it doesn't work. Or do you still believe that you can do stupid things and say a prayer and everything will be okay? No, you're not there, isn't it? You know that to be successful in the outside world, you have to do the right things. Otherwise, it will not work. Then what makes you think this is not true with the inside? Here also, unless you do the right things, it doesn't work. One day, a man fell into a septic tank. I want you to visualize and imagine yourself in a situation like this. You fell into the septic tank, right up till here in filth. He struggled to come out, he could not. Then he started screaming, fire, fire. The neighborhood people heard the fire call. They called the fire brigade. The fire brigade came, looked all over the place, no fire. Then they found this man in the septic tank. They pulled him out and they asked him, why were you screaming fire, fire? The man retorted and said, if I said shit, shit, would you come? So you have to do the right things. Otherwise it doesn't work. As it is true with the outside, it is also true with the inside. So what do we mean by doing the right things? So let's do a simple experiment. Uh, we'll start with your physical body. So with your 5 fingers together, palm facing downwards, loosely placed on your thighs, you take few inhalations, exhalations. Deep inhalations and exhalations. Don't do it yet, we'll do it together. This you will do with your eyes closed. As you're doing this, when I say switch, you gently turn your palms to this position with palm facing up. Again, when I say switch, you turn your palms back to the original position with palms facing down on your thighs. In these two positions, the way the air fills up into your lungs will be different. The maximum expansion and contraction will be happening in different areas. I want you to notice that. Let's do this with your eyes closed. You take few inhalations, exhalations. All the 5 fingers should be together. Keep it palm facing downwards on your thighs. Deep inhalations and exhalations. Please close your eyes. Switch. Switch again. Okay, slowly open your eyes. Did you notice any difference? What is the difference in the way the air fills up? You can type your responses in the chat window. Yes. So when you keep the palm facing down, the maximum expansion and contraction will be in the diaphragm region. When you keep the palm facing up, the maximum expansion and contraction is in the chest region. Did you notice this? Those of you who did not notice, you take 1 inhalation and exhalation with the palm facing down, switch it over and see. Let's do this. Noticeable? So just by changing the position of your palms, the very way you breathe is changing. So it's not about the breath. The very way your life energies function in the body are altering themselves because you turn the palms over. How many times in a day you do this in an awareness? Whatever anybody asks? So you're setting your energies in turmoil and hoping to be peaceful. Such things don't happen in the world. Unless you do the right things, it doesn't work. So it's like you got into the car not knowing what these 3 paddles are. You started kicking them whichever way you want. Do you know what a jerky driver you will be? Isn't this how you're handling your system right now? Accidentally. So one day you are a little peaceful. That's supposed to be a great thing. Tomorrow morning you crash because, any little thing can make you lose your happiness. Any little thing can push you off balance. This is because you are handling your system accidentally. So it's not just about the physical body. You look at your mind, you look at your emotions, energies, everything is being handled like this accidentally. So let's examine the mind right now. We'll do a simple experiment. How many of you can take your right hand and place it like this? Let's do this. Okay, can you do that? That's good. How many of you can hold it this way? That's fantastic. How many of you can hold it that way? Okay, that's really wonderful. Thank you. So you can do some yoga. Yes? This much control you have over your body. You want to put your hand here, you can take it there. This you can do, that you can do. Right now, you try the same thing with your mind. You want to put your mind here. Try to hold it here for some time. It goes there. You want to put your mind there. It goes somewhere else. You want to put your mind there, then you know where it goes. See, for almost everything that you do in your life, you're using your mind. But if this mind is like this, with this kind of mind, where are you hoping to go? If you have reached somewhere, it must be an accident in life, isn't it? So suppose your vehicle becomes like this. You want to go here, it goes there. Is it safe to sit in such a vehicle? Is it safe to drive such a vehicle? So if such a thing happens to your car, what is the first thing you would do with it? What is the very first thing? Repair. Before repair, what is the very first thing you would do with it? Stop it, isn't it? Somehow stop it. Brake or gear or this or that, doesn't matter. Somehow stop it. So the same thing is needed with your mind also. If you consciously stop this for a moment, you will see suddenly this mind is a miracle. It can do such incredible things. See, where is the manufacturing unit for all the anger, anxiety, suffering that you're going through in your life? In your office? In your city? Where is the manufacturing unit? In your mind, isn't it? See, this mind could have been a ladder to the divine. This mind could have been a source of ecstasy, but instead it has become a source of anxiety. Why? So if your own body and mind are against you, how to live here? Please tell me. See, if somebody is against you, you somehow go on. Because as long as you are in this world, someone will always be against you. Somehow we live it. Yes, somehow we go on. But if your own body and your mind are against you, how to live here? There is really no possibility, isn't it? See, the same goes with the emotions. Your emotions are also not happening the way you want them. Your energies, you're not even aware what's happening with them. If you bring a certain amount of pleasantness to your body, we call it health and pleasure. If you bring a certain amount of pleasantness to your mind, we call it peace and joy. If you bring a certain amount of pleasantness to your emotions, we call it love and compassion. If you bring a certain amount of pleasantness to your energies, we call it blissfulness. What are you aspiring to be? Pleasant or unpleasant? Pleasant, isn't it? See, in the last 24 hours, how many moments of pleasantness did you know? How many moments of joy in the last 24 hours? See, I'm asking, how many moments of true pleasantness did you know in your body and in your mind? Nothing? 5? Okay, some of you have nothing to count. Okay, let's look at this. When you were 5 years of age, in 24 hours, how many moments of joy did you know? Many. So at that time, if you had many, by the time you're 30, you should have become ecstatic if the life had progressed in the right direction, isn't it? But now, because you're investing so much time, money, and energy, and above all, the life of every other creature is getting affected in pursuit of human happiness. Isn't it so? Yes or no? See, every creature on this planet is going through untold suffering. The life of the planet is very much being threatened. Yes or no? So if you're not even happy, what's the point? So in this inner engineering program, we teach you a powerful kriya called Shambhavi Mahamudra with a little bit of preparatory steps. It just takes 21 minutes to do this practice. This kriya can produce very deep and enduring relaxation both on the level of the body and level of the mind. Right now, what is the deepest form of rest you've experienced in your life? Sleep, isn't it? But this kriya that we will teach you will relax you much more than sleep, much deeper than sleep. This you will see in the reduction of your sleep quota. So you may know this already. Rest is the basis of all activity. How well you sleep tonight, that effective you are tomorrow morning. If you do not sleep tonight, tomorrow morning your effectiveness is considerably reduced because rest is the basis of all activity. If you are well rested, your activity is naturally good. This Kriya can improve your memory and concentration by almost 100%. In just few weeks of practice, your sleep quota may come down. Your general productivity and efficiency can be enhanced, and as we already looked at, chronic ailments like asthma, migraine, diabetes, backache, headaches, insomnia, and allergies can be reduced. This sounds like a tall promise. How can inner engineering give me all these benefits? So let's look at this. First of all, about memory and concentration. So there is much misunderstanding about this memory and concentration. Everything that you perceive through your 5 sense organs, every sound, visualization, smell, taste and feeling is always recorded in your mind. Nothing goes unrecorded. So memory simply means to pull out the right recording at the right time. This will depend on how organized your library is. Let's say, right now your memory is like this. Let's say you're walking on the road and you meet an old school friend of yours. You remember every aspect about this person, where he went to college, where he's working, what his father's name is, when he got married. But one thing you don't remember. What is it? His name. Yes, you try to recollect, but it's not coming. You struggle hard and you end the conversation without coming near to his name, of course. You go home. You are sitting in a relaxed manner and suddenly you remember, oh, that's Ram. This is not good memory. See, let's say you go to a library and you want to find a book. There are 1 million or 10 million books in a heap. How long will it take to find the book? Maybe you will never find it. But if you go into a well-catalogued library, you can get this book easily. Similarly, when the mind is disturbed, when the mind has lost its calm, whatever it records, it is difficult to recollect. But when the mind is calm and alert, whatever it records, it is easy to recollect. See, the same is true with the concentration. You see how hard it is to try and concentrate? The more you try to concentrate, the more the mind goes elsewhere. You remember how hard it was to concentrate on your textbooks? The harder you try to concentrate, more the mind tends to go elsewhere. Instead, suppose if you are reading a love story or a crime thriller, do you concentrate or you're reading in a relaxed manner? Relaxed, yes. Now if you have to write an examination on that, will you fail? No. See, it is just that you may not be interested in most of the things you are doing, but whenever you are involved with whatever you are doing, naturally you concentrate well. Now let's say you're working 8 hours in a day. Please see in how many moments you are truly productive and in how many moments you are preoccupied. Most people are not productive for more than 2 to 3 hours in the specified 8 hours of work. Rest of the time is wasted in unnecessary fluctuations of the mind or unnecessary movements of the body. But all this can be set right by keeping both the body and the mind well rested and also energizing the system with kriyas. These are powerful and purifying energy techniques that incorporate the breath. The 21 minutes of Shambhavi Mahamudra that you will learn in Inner Engineering program will relax you much more than sleep, much deeper than sleep. This may result in the reduction of your sleep quota. But all of these are side benefits. The purpose of yoga or inner engineering is not to get rid of your asthma, blood pressure, headache or back pain. If you are in yoga, these benefits will anyway happen. So what is the fundamental objective of yoga? So inner engineering is about working towards creating the right kind of inner situation. This right kind of inner situation can be understood in many different ways. For example, Let's say you lost your peace today. Now, if you go home, what will happen? Whoever is at home, your husband, your wife, your children, you yell at them. Yes? Isn't that happens? Now, if it continues, tomorrow morning, you may go and pick up a quarrel with your neighbor. If it still doesn't stop, the day after you come to your office and you shout at your boss. See, when you yelled at your husband, your wife, people think it's normal. But the moment you yell at your boss, everybody knows that you need medical help, isn't it? So they took you to a doctor. Initially, the doctor tries to talk you out of it, but you won't budge like that. So the next thing is he pops a pill into you. What is this pill? What's there in the pill? Just a little bit of chemicals, isn't it? You put this little bit of chemicals into you and suddenly you become peaceful. Maybe for a limited duration, but you do become peaceful, isn't it? See, that is why people are popping pills. It's working. Maybe in a limited way, but it's working. Or in other words, what we call as peace is a certain kind of chemistry. What we call as joy is another kind of chemistry. What we call as ecstasy, another kind of chemistry. Agony, another kind of chemistry. Anxiety, another kind of chemistry. Fear, anger, stress, there is a different chemical basis to every human experience that we are going through. Right now, we are talking about creating a certain chemistry within you. A certain technology with which we can create a chemistry within you where being peaceful and joyful is just natural for you. It is not something that you pursue in your life. It is just natural for you to be peaceful and joyful within yourself by your own nature. Are you interested? Yes? So if you are interested, we will need you much more actively involved. Okay? See, passive observers won't know what is inner engineering because this is a subjective science. Inner engineering cannot be done this way. Okay, you do it. Let me see. No, because this is about you. It's not about someone else. See, if it was about someone else, you could go and watch it. And even what is happening in someone else, you never know. Isn't it? Do you know? So, this needs much more active involvement from you. Otherwise, it will just go over your head. You will not know what's happening in inner engineering. So, say anything which is currently not in your experience cannot be understood. Yes or no? See, any small thing or simple thing, no matter how much I talk about it, you will not know it if it is not in your experience. Isn't it so? So this is the fundamental difference between the subjective and the objective science. With objective sciences, you can take this, with subjective sciences rather, you have to take this step, experience it, and only then you will understand. Not the other way around. With the objective sciences, you understand, then you do it, and whatever has to happen will happen. But this is not going to work here, because this is a subjective process. Here you have to take this step, experience it, and only then you can understand. Otherwise, there is no way to understand. This is the fundamental difference between subjective and objective sciences. Because of this difference, people are so confused about spirituality. They try to approach it the way they will do something objectively. See, this is why it seems to be so far away. Inner sciences seems to be so difficult and unapproachable because you try to approach it the way you will do something objectively. This is not going to work here. It is just that you have to do the right things. The logical mind is not sufficient to grasp this. You have to open up your experiential possibility. Only then you can grasp this. That is why whenever you come and attend inner engineering program, we always tell you, don't try to write down. Don't try to understand. Just be there. Yoga is not in the words we are speaking. We are just trying to speak something to hold your attention. So when you attend the inner engineering program, you be there like how you would sit in a cinema theater. How will you sit in a cinema theater? Relaxed but alert, isn't it? Intensely involved but still relaxed. See, the problem with people is if we ask them to become intense, they will become tense. If we ask them to relax, they will become lax. If you are tense and lax, it is no good. When you are tense, you do not grasp anything. When you are lax, you do not grasp anything. So we want you alert, intensely alert but relaxed. Just like how you would go and sit in a cinema theater. Don't sit like you're sitting in a spiritual program. Just sit like how you would sit in a cinema theater. Alert, intensely alert but relaxed. Are you there? See, if you become very serious, then you will miss the whole point. The reason why you have not arrived at your own inner engineering is because you are dead serious about your life. Why you have to sit here and listen to me is because you are too dead serious. That is why you have missed it. So if you are very serious, then you will miss the whole point. Please see, even the most significant scientific discoveries were made only when man was relaxing, not when man was thinking. An apple fell. There you have the law of gravity. Isaac Newton, for 18 long years, he worked in his laboratory without doing something significant. One day, fed up with the work, he goes and sits near the apple tree. An apple falls. There you have the laws of gravity. Somebody else, tired with work, gets into the bathtub. The water floats over. There you have the laws of flotation. Somebody else, done with the work, wants to drink a cup of coffee. Coffee kettle boils over. There you have the locomotives. So when you are alert, intensely alert but relaxed, you see everything the way it is. Otherwise, it is all messed up. You do not see anything the way it is. Now, when it comes to the outside world, each one of us is differently capable. Yes, each one of us is uniquely capable when it comes to the outside world. What one can do, other cannot do. Isn't it so? But when it comes to the inner world, all of us are equally capable. The reason why it has happened to one and not happened to other is because you have never paid any attention in this direction. It's not about capability, it's just about simply willingness. See, when it comes to outside world, it's not just about willingness, also about capability. But when it comes to the inner world, it's not about capability, simply willingness. So we are asking you, are you willing? Yes. So if you're willing, what it means is, when you attend the inner engineering program, for all the sessions, we will need your undivided attention towards this. See, the number of sessions that we are conducting, they are not too much. Please know this. And this can only happen with your willingness. It cannot happen with unwilling people. So you should not go and attend the program because you're compelled by your wife or your husband and that's why you're there. Oh, then it's going to be very difficult because it can happen only with your willingness. It cannot happen with unwilling people. Unwilling people, we don't even want to touch them because this is something that you have to do. So this is not like a fixing doctor who will try and fix you anyway. So you go to a doctor, he tries to fix you. If he is not able to fix you, he will just tie you up and fix you anyways, isn't it? But that's not going to work here. It doesn't work like that. It is something that you have to do. So this can only happen with your willingness, not the other way around. So now instead of me going on talking about the inner engineering program, there are many people. There are many people who have gone through this program all over the world and they've shared their experiences in various formats with us. It's best that you can read these experiences on innerengineering.com website where people have shared how this program was for them. Now, when you read these experiences, you don't have to believe them because it was their experience of the inner engineering program. It need not be the same for you. But this program, how it could be for you, it will depend on how willing you are. How willing you are, that is how you're going to make use of it. But the important thing is, if you have decided to attend this program, all the sessions, all the days are mandatory. It's not like attending one session and not attending another session. This cannot be done fancifully. Oh, why is it so? What is your problem whether I come and attend tomorrow or not, or whether I attend the other session or not? What is your problem? See, I have no such problem. It is just that if you go through half-baked yoga, you could cause trouble to yourself. See, it is like, let's say you have some kind of problem in your body and you went to the doctor. The doctor said you need a minor surgery. You said fine, and you lied on the table. Now he started cutting you open. See, once he cuts you open, it hurts, isn't it? After he has cut you open, then you say, I don't like this damn surgery, and you get up and run away. Then you're really asking for trouble, isn't it so? See, if you don't go to the doctor, either you live with your problem or die with your problem. It's up to you. But once you go to him, you allow him to complete the whole procedure. After he has cut you open, now if you run away, then you're really asking for trouble, isn't it? So, this program is also like a simple surgery. Don't worry, no body cutting. This is not on the level of your body. This is not on the level of your mind. This is on the level of your ego. And that's a very sensitive part, isn't it? If you just touch it, it flares up. So we have to perform a surgery on it. That's going to be difficult. Yes or no? Plus no anesthesia. So once you start the inner engineering program, after a session or two, you may feel very, very angry. That's okay. You know, it has just started. But if you stay and attend all the sessions, then we will sew you up, give you the right medicine, make you feel great and send you. So people are always sharing after the surgery they feel wonderful, isn't it? See, surgery is always terrible, but after the surgery you feel great, isn't it? If you have gone through any surgery, you will know this. So don't run away. When you start inner engineering program, you don't run away through half the program. Once you start this, you have to commit yourself that all days, all sessions, you will be there. After a session or two, you're not going to come and say, oh, I have this meeting, that meeting, I cannot continue it. No such thing. You have to attend to this program in a committed way. If you do not have the time to attend the program right now, you must attend the program whenever you have time like that. This is in the interest of your own well-being, I am saying this. Is this okay with all of you? Yes? Now, no, 4 days program, 7 modules of online sessions. How is all that possible? See, 100 years ago, if you had to get what is being offered in the inner engineering program, you had to leave your life and go in search for some guru. You know, that used to be the situation. So today it has come to your screen or your doorstep. Then if you think this many days, this many sessions are too much, then you forget about it. You have not even realized what is being offered here. 4 days, 7 sessions, these are not too much. Please know this. Now, inner engineering program can be attended by anyone above 15 years of age. No previous knowledge of yoga or physical agility is required. Now, the program is offered in various formats. They will display the formats to you right now. But just to explain to you briefly, Inner Engineering Total is a 4-day format where on Thursday and Friday you attend a 3 hours 15 minute session, and Saturday and Sunday is like a full day. Inner Engineering Online is another format where you attend 7 modules of 1.5 hour sessions each. Now, after attending the Inner Engineering Online, to go through the initiation of Shambhavi Mahamudra, you have to attend an Inner Engineering Completion program, which is in a 1.5 day format. So there is 3 to 4 hours session on Saturday, and Sunday is like a full day. But the prerequisite for Inner Engineering completion program is Inner Engineering online program. They will display the various formats to you for your convenience so that you can understand what are the various formats in which Inner Engineering program is offered. Now, if you have any questions, we can look at it right now. If you have any questions, you can type your questions in the chat window, which is available there. We will try, if time permits, we'll try and answer as many questions as possible. Otherwise, we'll get back to you. If you can just leave your email ID, we'll get back to you on your questions.
How do Inner Engineering online is different from other courses? Can I learn Shambhavi online?
So the question is, how is Inner Engineering online different than the other formats? Can you learn Shambhavi Mahamudra online? Well, Inner Engineering, the way the program is, it offers you various tools and technologies to live your life to the fullest. And you also go through the initiation of powerful Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, which you can incorporate in your daily lifestyle and keep on practicing daily. But Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya is not a technique. If you just put the steps together, that doesn't mean anything. This is like a live process. You have to receive it in a certain way. You get initiated into this Kriya. So before initiating you into this Kriya, we have to, in a step-by-step manner, we work on preparing your body, your mind, so that you are able to receive this and make it a part of your system. So Inner Engineering that way has been designed in various formats by Sadhguru. In the Inner Engineering total format, there is no prerequisite. Everything, the preparation of the body and the mind, the tools that you can employ in your daily life to experience life better, and Shambhavi Mahamudra initiation is all clubbed together. But another format is where we have taken the component of the tools in Inner Engineering online, which is 7 sessions of 1.5 hours each, where you learn on each session, you learn a specific tool with Sadhguru, where he talks you through various aspects and the various processes. And he gives you a specific tool with which you can experiment on your daily life, in your daily life, employ it moment to moment and see how you're responding to various life situations and also experience a significant change in the way you experience life. So these tools have been taken out of the program in an online program. Once you go through the online program, you are prepared on the level of the mind. Then in the completion program, we do the necessary work for the preparation of the body and initiation into Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. That is why we have split this program into 2 formats. Also, based on the convenience of the people can choose what is suitable for them. If you are okay with the 4 days, you are welcome to come and join the total program. But for many people, it's not possible to take out that time. In that case, you can join the online program, which allows you to attend these sessions in your own space, in your own home, at your own pace. But in any case, whenever you dedicate your time to going through these sessions in the online program, please make sure that you sit for one session uninterrupted, without any disturbance from outside. Your entire focus should be on the session. And after you go through this online program, you can always come for the completion program where you get initiated into the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. But just by going through the online program itself, we have heard many people sharing significant differences in the way they respond to various life situations, in the way they experience life on a daily basis. Next question.
If I enroll in Inner Engineering online, is there a time within which I need to finish this?
Yes, there is a time limit when you, so the question is, if you participate in inner engineering online, is there a time limit? Yes, there is a time limit for the same reason that I spoke earlier. When you attend any inner engineering program, you have to make sure that you attend all the sessions. This is a step-by-step process. It cannot be done fancifully. So when you attend the inner engineering online program, we give you a month. Ideally, it would be best if you can attend the sessions regularly on a daily basis and finish it in one go. But we are giving you a time limit of a month where you experiment, where you go through these sessions, experiment with the tools given by Sadhguru in each session, and finish it in this time limit. If you give a long gap between one session and the next session, it is not going to be as effective. For that same reason, we have come up with a time limit in which you need to finish this program. Yes?
Why do you, you're a non-profit organization, why do you have to charge, and then why do you run offers on the charges that you have created for the programs?
Okay. So I'm a full-time volunteer with the foundation. Similarly, the volunteers who are organizing the various inner engineering programs, even who are assisting right now, they're all volunteers. They all have their families, they have their jobs, but they take time out of all this to offer these programs to others, because all of us have been touched and deeply transformed by going through these programs. And we want to reach out to everyone and make these available to as many people as possible. So whatever donations or fees is being charged for the program, this is only to cover the program expenses, and whatever is remaining, it goes towards the charitable activities of the foundation, the various social projects that I spoke about. So if you come to villages in Tamil Nadu, these programs are offered free of cost. You're welcome to come and attend that. But to offer a program in a city, it takes much more to make it happen. There are venues, there is so much more logistics to be looked into. We have to, even the teachers are traveling from Isha Yoga Center to conduct the program. So there is so much more to be looked into. So in a city like this, we are charging the fees to cover the program expenses. When it comes to offers, our primary objective is to reach out to everybody with the tools that are being offered in these programs by Sadhguru for their inner well-being. So we want to reach out to maximum number of people. But when we provide any such offers, such as early bird offer, it allows us to reach out to more people much earlier, much upfront, which also makes it easier for us to manage our finances and logistics. But our objective of reaching out to more people is also fulfilled at the same time. So for us, the primary thing is not about making the money. None of this money is going in any of our pockets. We are all volunteers. Primary objective is about reaching to maximum people with these tools that Sadhguru is offering.
I am not able to sit on the floor. My body is not very flexible. Can I still attend the program?
Yes, very much. As I said earlier, this program does not require any physical agility for you to be attending the program. This is not like other yoga programs. Normally we think yoga, twisting, whenever we think yoga, we think twisting yourself into different impossible postures. No, this is not a Hatha Yoga program. Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya is done in a cross-legged posture. If it is not possible for you, if clinically you're not able to, medically it's been suggested that you're not able to sit on the floor, it can even be practiced on the chair. So it's a very powerful Kriya, just some simple preparatory asanas we employ to prepare the body. So if you're not able to do that, you can do the Kriya on the chair as well. You can always discuss with the teacher and make use of the Kriya. But the way the Kriya is, it can be done by anyone regardless of their lifestyle, their body, their flexibility. They can incorporate it as part of their daily routine, and very easily they can make it happen on a daily basis. Next.
Can my son attend the program? He is still in school.
The age limit for the program is minimum 15 years. So anyone above 15 years of age is welcome to attend the inner engineering program, whichever format it is.
Can you conduct inner engineering for a group of people at my office? We usually have some yoga programs happening.
Okay, so the question is, can we conduct inner engineering for a group of people at your office? You have various yoga programs running. Yes, very much. We can conduct inner engineering program for a group of people as well, but because there are various logistics involved, and for the teacher also, we have to arrange the teacher from Isha Yoga Center. We are looking for a certain minimum number of people to be able to offer this in a more effective way for us, in a more efficient way for us. So if you have at least 50 people who will be interested in attending the program, we can definitely explore this possibility. In a while, we'll be displaying the contact details of various centers where you can reach out either through hotline, the phone, or you can write an email to them and explore this possibility. We would definitely like to explore this if there will be a minimum number of people who are interested. Alternatively, to begin with, we also offer we also have certain free offerings which we conduct in each center on a regular basis every month. Isha Kriya is a free guided meditation by Sadhguru, which can be attended by anyone above 12 years of age. And it just takes up to 12 minutes to do this practice. A simple but yet very powerful meditation which can bring significant changes in your daily life. The Isha Kriya sessions are held all over the places in various centers monthly, and you can also attend it online. We can come and conduct it for your corporate, for your office, or for a group of people anywhere. Then there is Isha Upayoga, where there are 5 minutes yoga tools for joy, peace, love, inner well-being, success. So when you go through Isha Upayoga session, these are some simple practices which you can employ. Either you can do a 5 minutes yoga, or you can take it up to 25 minutes yoga for various such benefits which you can learn and practice on a daily basis. These programs are also conducted and offered free by Isha Foundation on a monthly basis in various centers. Isha Upayoga again is also available online. So to begin with, we can also explore these possibilities in your office or for a group of people. Other thing, if you are interested in Hatha Yoga, we also have Isha Hatha Yoga, classical Hatha Yoga, where we conduct various programs. There are different 5 programs which are offered. This is more focused on Hatha Yoga. So it's more physical in nature, but not just physical, it's a classical Hatha Yoga. Just by keeping the body in a particular posture, one can attain to much deeper levels of energy. So the way it is offered is not just completely as a physical process. It has, just by being in a posture, many things are happening in a person. So the way Sadhguru has designed it, it's a very classical Hatha Yoga. So these programs also we offer it on a regular basis from the foundation, as well as we can come and offer it in the corporates or for a group of people. Please, you can write to us or call us and we can explore this possibility. Yes.
How is this program different than the other yoga programs?
How is this program different than other yoga programs? Well, I have attended just inner engineering, and for me it has been a really life transforming process, and that is so for many of us volunteers who are making it happen or who are offering it to other people. But one thing is, which I touched upon earlier as well, is this is not a Hatha Yoga program. Whenever we think yoga means twisting your body in impossible postures. This is not like standing on your head or this is not like that. yoga means a certain way of being. So inner engineering is about engineering yourself from inside. It's not about twisting your body in different postures. So this is a very fundamental difference that one can notice in this program, the way it is offered. Yes.
What is the difference between inner engineering and Shambhavi?
What is the difference between inner engineering and Shambhavi? Well, Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya is the Kriya that we are initiating people into as part of inner engineering program. So this is a main component of inner engineering program. Along with this, we are also teaching you various tools and technologies which you can incorporate on a daily basis. Moment to moment, you can keep them alive within you, which will change the way you approach life, for the lack of better word. Just the way your mental attitude is, just the way you respond to different life situations and experience life can be drastically, significantly changed by these tools and technologies. So along with this, you get initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, which is a major part of what we are offering in inner engineering. Yes, next.
What exactly is taught in inner engineering program?
What exactly is taught in inner engineering program? I think I just covered that. So inner engineering program has you get initiated into this Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. It's a 21 minutes, simple yet very powerful Kriya. Along with this, you also learn various tools and techniques that you can make it a part of your life on a daily basis. Moment to moment, you can keep this alive within you. These are, when I say tools, these are the way you look at life, the way you respond to various life situations, the way you experience life. These tools are affecting this very deeply, much beyond the way it's not just about the mental attitude, it's much deeper than that. These are the tools which can make you much more aware in life and in turn facilitate you to live your life to the fullest. So along with these tools and techniques that you imbibe from inner engineering program, you also get initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya.
Can inner engineering help me recover from my health problems?
Can inner engineering help me recover from my health problems? Okay. Yes, definitely. As I was talking about during the introduction also, that most of the chronic ailments, the cause is mostly in the mind. So once you go through this program, you will see many chronic ailments. I have come across various people who have shared this. Once I had an experience within a span of 7 days. Something like diabetes for the person was completely cured. He had to go to the doctor and get it tested and get a test done again, and the doctor had to change the doses for him. Somebody else, they had a high blood pressure, and within a span of the program, they had to again go to the doctor, and the doctor had to change the doses again. So this is very much possible because if you look at it, most of the chronic ailments, the cause is mostly in the mind. So when you engineer yourself from within, these are just the side benefits that you can experience. This is not the purpose for which we are offering inner engineering or yoga, or we are trying to make it a part of our life. But these are just the side benefits which you can naturally experience. Health is just a side benefit of engineering yourself from within. But primary inner engineering is about creating the right kind of inner situation within you. Once you do that, naturally how your body, how your mind, how your emotions function, you will see a significant difference in the way they function or in the way they align themselves in harmony with how it should be, in the way the life should be. So health is naturally a side product of the inner engineering. Yes.
Do I have to follow any dietary restrictions while participating in the program or later?
So the question is, do I have to follow any dietary restriction while participating in the program or later? See, there is no restriction on the diet. Whatever you are comfortable with, you can just continue having that. There is no such restriction on the diet, but for learning the Kriya and doing the Kriya, there are certain conditions, empty stomach conditions that you need to maintain, which we will be telling you. You just have to leave a certain gap after the food, which we will be telling you as part of the program as to how you can do that. But other than that, we don't impose any restriction on what you should eat and what you should not eat. However, in a technical manner, like in a scientific manner, Sadhguru explains that how is this body built, what is suitable for this body, and what kind of food this body is able to, what kind of food is more suitable for the body. So in a very scientific manner, he explains all this, and he's talking about just building that awareness in the body where you yourself can see how the various foods impact your body. You yourself can build this awareness, and you can decide on a daily basis, like whenever you're eating, what is the food that you want to put into this system. But as such, there is no restriction on what you should eat, what you should not eat. Just the condition which you have to manage for the Kriya, which we will tell you as part of the program. Yes.
I have some back-related problems. Can I still participate in the program?
So the question is, I have some back-related problem. Can I still participate in the program? Well, yes, definitely. I have seen many people with backaches when they went through inner engineering program. After going through the program and practicing the Kriya after some time, for many of them, the backache was something that was gone. So back-related problems is not a problem at all. You are very much welcome to come and attend the program. And you can always, whenever you are with the teacher, you can discuss with the teacher and make her aware of your situation in case you need any assistance, extra assistance to be able to sit comfortably and go through it. But it is not at all a problem. In fact, with inner engineering, you may be able to come out of this much better. Yes. Okay. So if you have any more questions, you are welcome to send us the questions. So regarding the upcoming programs, we are going to display what are the upcoming programs in various centers right now. You can have a look at it right now.